Okay, Dolly, thanks for joining me today on Slay Sober. I'm really grateful for your time, and it's fabulous to finally catch up.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm very excited. I'm a bit nervous, but excited.
That's okay. It's all good. We've been trying to do this for a little while now, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Good.
Good to be here.
So, let's start from the start. Tell me about young Dolly and you growing up.
Yeah, there's a lot of story to me. I grew up in kind of a hard, broken family. My dad was an alcoholic and my parents, they got divorced when I was 9 years old and basically didn't hear from him since.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. Like, it's all part of my story and it's made me the woman I am today. And so, yeah, I guess I was growing up, I think now reflecting, I was pretty lonely. I was very lonely. So when I started, drinking, I feel like I was trying to fill like this loneliness, and
Yes.
I felt I get really socially awkward and I get anxiety, which is why I used to pick up a drink for sure at the start, because it made me feel confident. You have a drink and you're like this bubbly person and you don't have any fear.
So you could walk into a party and feel like you could really socialise.
Yeah, absolutely. So it originally became this crutch for me. Now that I'm healing slowly, I'm learning that I'm actually totally fine without alcohol. Like, I can talk to strangers and, hold a conversation fine. Like, I don't need to drink to do that. Originally, I feel like I was a really lonely person. So I was always looking for so many friends to be around, so many people, good or bad.
So when did you first start drinking?
I was, I think, around 16, 17.
Yes.
The first time I ever drank alcohol was probably my biggest sign now looking back. Because I remember I asked someone to buy me alcohol, and as an underage, back then you couldn't really get it as easily as you probably can now. But yeah, I bought a whole bottle of vodka, a huge bottle, and I drank 3/4 of it and ended up in hospital having my stomach pumped.
Yes.
So that was looking back.
So there were
huge sign for me.
And immediate consequences. If you ended up in hospital after your first time drinking. What were the consequences at home?
To be honest, my mum was I think she was very worried and very concerned. Now that I have children, I feel like I would probably have approached the situation differently, because that is huge and I probably shouldn't have been let go so quickly. And I would be more concerned that hang on, this is really serious. This could be an issue in the future. No one drinks 3/4 of a bottle of vodka, especially at that age and the size of me. So I think,
And your mum would have had her own traumas.
Absolutely.
Dad and alcohol.
Yeah. And now I can recognize that now. That I'm healing and have my own kids. I can recognize how hard it would have been for her too. Especially seeing her daughter picking up alcohol like her ex-husband did, in the same ways it would have been. Fighting alcohol, going out to parties, her picking me up wasted. That would have been triggering for her and heartbreaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And we were talking about our children before we came online. I think I can see some behaviours in my really mindful, but I'm also really blessed that now being sober, I feel like I can navigate it so much better than what I was able to years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they ever come to you and say, Dad, I need help with this, you're in the position to help them now, whereas before you wouldn't have been able to if you still were using or drinking. Yeah.
Exactly right. And we're in the, the disease of addiction is in our genes. So, we have the benefit of looking at that in hindsight.
Yeah.
So when did you realise, obviously you were hospitalised the first time, but when did you realise that alcohol was a problem for you?
So that happened when I was 16, 17. So I drank for another till I was probably 26, hardcore. For me, it wasn't everyday drinking. It was just binge drinking. And I think that as a society in Australia, we glorify binge drinking. It's so normal to wake up at 10 o'clock on a Saturday and go and have a drink at the pub. even at first birthdays or kids' parties, like it's so normal to drink.
Yes.
And binge drink. Like, you know, not sensible drinking. It's like, how much can we drink tonight?
Yeah.
You know, so
and did this create chaos in your life? And
I was surrounded by people that like weren't the best for me.
yes.
So they would kind of like hype me up in the sense that like on the weekends, what are we doing? Like it wasn't like.
So with the same, you were hanging around with people.
Yeah. I wasn't going to hang out with anyone that like pulled me up on my behavior.
Yeah.
But saw how bad it was. Like I would think to myself, I've still got a full-time job. Like I've still got friends. Like, you know, so like I was completely functioning. So it became harder for me because I was like, well, what happened? Like, why does it matter if I go out from Friday to Sunday?
Yeah.
Because I still go to work on Monday. Like poor form, like don't know why, how or why I never got fired. Somehow was able to keep a job.
Did the cracks open up in other areas though?
I think not really. Probably in friendships, maybe. Like my friends kind of probably got sick of my behavior sometimes or how hard I would party or things I would do when I was drinking.
Yeah.
But then I would just go find different friends.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to go into a club and find friends.
Yeah. A bunch of misfits.
Yeah. And everyone's just trying to escape from something, especially the nightclubs I would go to. It wasn't like nice ones.
So what led to change?
So I met my husband 6 years ago. I think I was 26. And it was like the first time I felt like true love from someone, and he loved all of me. Like he knew I was drinking. I guess he probably didn't know how severe my addiction was, and neither did I, to be honest. But yeah, he still loved all of me. And I think that's when it started changing for me. I think that I drank because I was lonely or because of things that I'd gone through that I was trying to like mute. Then when I found this happiness like in my husband and I became a mum also, I still wanted to drink. So I was like, hang on, like that wasn't just because I was lonely, because I'm not lonely anymore. And like I have a beautiful family. Like why do I still want to drink?
Yeah.
And I think COVID also like put a flame in that because I was home and eating like mummy wine culture was huge. And because I was so functioning, I was like, I could still easily drink 3-4 glasses of wine and completely do nighttime routine and all of that. Yeah. And then the next morning I was completely fine. COVID being home, like just.
So what do you think it was? Like if you were drinking because you were lonely previously, you're now in a loving relationship, you've got a child, and what do you think it was that you were trying to chase? Or what did you think you didn't have in your life?
To be honest, I think at that point, my body was just so used to having alcohol.
Yeah, just a habit.
An absolute habit. Yeah. And I didn't realize like how deep I was until I decided I was going to give it up. Before I got married, actually, my husband came to an AA meeting with me. Yeah. And I remember sitting in the rooms and I was like, I can relate to some of this. Like, I don't think I need to be here. I remember thinking I'm not as bad as everyone else yet. Yeah. Right? And the whole thing, like in AA, they say like, you're not there yet, which I 100% know. Like if I kept drinking, I would be in those situations. Like I would have lost my husband. I would have lost my kids. Like it was yet.
Yeah, I can really relate to that.
Yeah.
I used to get up there in AA meetings and say, I'm James and I drink too much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And people would pull me to one side afterwards and say, you know, are you an alcoholic? And I'd say, well, I don't feel like I am. You know, lost my family yet. Yeah. I haven't lost my license yet. I haven't lost my job yet. I haven't lost my home yet. Yeah. And they said, yet. Yeah. And subsequently, I went on to almost lose all of those things. Okay. I didn't quite, but to almost lose them. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Sort that out. What's happened there? A bit of my time. It's going well, Dolly.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel good now.
Yeah, good. You have so much caffeine and you'll be like, so you gave AA a go and you said you couldn't quite relate to all of those stories. Yeah,
not to all of it. So I gave AA like a really good crack. I was doing 2 meetings a week. I had a sponsor. Yep. Constantly for on and off for 4 years. And every time I would relapse, I would end up going back there.
Yes.
So there's so many different tools that I learnt in AA that I use every day.
Yeah.
Just so much as, like you were saying before, like how you went into the rooms and you hadn't identified as an alcoholic yet.
Yeah.
I feel like with in AA, there is so many, it's like black or white. And if you don't, like at that point, if you hadn't said you're an alcoholic, well, then you can't really go to the meetings.
Yes.
In the first 90 days, you're supposed to do 90 meetings. And I was like, how can I do 90 meetings in 90 days? Like, this is not.
You've got a family.
Yeah. Like,
Commitment.
and I think it's so different, like when people are already at like complete breaking point, they've lost everything. Like, what else is there to do apart from let's go to an AME to recover? Like, my whole, every single minute is for recovery.
Yeah.
But when you still have other things like a job and like your family, you haven't lost those things yet. It was really hard for me. So I still continued. I still stayed because it was the only thing that I knew that worked.
Yeah. And I'd agree. Like, the way that I took it is I didn't immediately identify as an alcoholic, but the only requirement for me to be there was a desire to stop drinking.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that and thinking, I'll just keep coming back. And I did feel like the love around me, and I did feel welcomed.
Yeah.
And I did think, am I really like these people? And the more I hung around, the more I kept seeing the similarities and not the differences. But I can also acknowledge that it does, like going 90 meetings in 90 days doesn't necessarily work for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that the program of the 12 steps and the rooms can be used to your advantage.
Yeah.
Whilst also using other modalities to get better and get well. Okay. And that might be exercise, sleep, reaching out to friends, doing a podcast, events, building your own community.
Like, I used to love AA meetings, like, you know, only alcoholics understand alcoholics.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, met some of the most beautiful people in those rooms.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Do you still attend?
I don't. I don't go to AA. That would be my second point of call.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Good on. What's your first protocol?
I would pray.
Yeah. So prayer is a big part of your story.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that looks for you.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I was brought up in a Christian home.
Yep.
And then when I turned 16 and started drinking, I decided that I was going to walk away from church, walk away from my faith. I very much knew that I didn't want to be a lukewarm Christian. I didn't want to be going to church on Sundays and Fridays and then doing whatever I wanted after that.
Yes.
During that. So I decided to completely walk away.
Yep.
And those 10 years was, the loneliest, worst time of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm a Christian and I believe in God and Jesus.
And you attend church?
I attend church. I love my church. I go to faith Christian church.
Yep.
And so my husband wasn't a Christian when I met him.
Yes. And
at the back of my mind, that was always something I wanted in my husband. But when I met him, I thought maybe that like wasn't going to be on the cards. And I thought, it's okay, it's fine. Because I wasn't Christian yet either. I walked away from God. I think I asked my husband for about a year. I said, Ben, can we just go to church on Sunday? And he'd be like, no, we're not going to church. And then one day he said, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And that night, like, we just like experienced God and I came back to my faith.
Wow. Would you class that as a spiritual enlightenment? You felt drawn back.
Yeah. I don't think we use the word enlightenment in my faith, but I just believe God was drawing me back to him.
Yes.
In the Bible it says Jesus left the 99 for one person, and I truly feel that story in my life, like he was waiting for me to come home. And
there you were.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so with your religion, what does that bring to you?
Yeah. So I find like so much peace.
Yes.
Everything in the Bible, I believe wholeheartedly, and I just have faith that God. I used to say, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But I used to just know that everything happens for God's reason. But because I wasn't following my faith anymore, I would say everything happens for a reason. Like, everything that's meant to be will be. And now I 100% know, like, everything happens for God's reason. Like, I went through those 10 dark years because now I'm able to, like, come out on the other side, and it's part of my testimony. It's part of my faith. And now I can help other people.
Yeah.
And I know that God uses, like, the most broken stories to help people that are in their darkest moments. So yeah, my faith is, trusting in his plan because it's good for me.
Yep.
And praying was really important to me. And just, you know, in AA, everyone's got a higher power.
Yes. I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my high power is God.
Yeah.
So whatever that may be, that, you know, hold your faith strong, because whatever you believe in, it gets you through.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A form of a traditional God as a higher power is a really respectable higher power to have. It's been around for thousands of years, and you're able to tap into that to help with your recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you pray for your recovery, or do you put your God in sights to help you with your recovery?
When I first started my recovery, I hadn't come back to church yet, haven't come back to my faith. So the first year was relapse is part of my story.
Yeah.
And then one of my girlfriends told me that when I came back to church, that, you know, you could be just going around a mountain, but you're still going up to the top. Like, every time you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So I really held on to that. And so with my recovery, like, when I'm feeling funny, like, you know, the feelings that you get before you're like, well, I could have a drink today.
Yeah.
I just, you know, put on music. I put on worship music and I just pray because, you know, the strength of God's within me, and I believe that.
Yes.
And it does this time round. Yeah, it's worked.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good on you. And those signs, like, to me, you know, am I hungry? Am I angry?
Tired.
Lonely, sad, tired.
Yeah.
You know, all of those things are ways that I don't feel right in my body.
Yeah.
And that's when I know that I need to extra check in with my higher power.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a form of prayer.
Yeah.
It's a form of meditation at times. Or, to me, sometimes it's touching in with community.
Yeah.
Say, the community of the rooms.
Yeah.
You know, I jumped on a meeting today at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Which worked really well to level me before we're having this conversation.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. So tell me now, in recovery, so Dolly, tell me what's been most rewarding about your recovery.
Okay. So 2 things that I have definitely realized that's just the most rewarding thing. Firstly, I honestly forgot this version of me existed because I drank for so long. I kind of just got used to living this mediocre life. And I remember when I was in the thick of it, I thought, you know, if this is it, like, if I just have to work this job and go partying every weekend and live this, like, low caliber life, I was like, you know, it is what it is.
Yes.
So, like, my purpose and, you know, my life in addiction was, like, so mediocre. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten sober, I realize, like, that, you know, I deserve this life. Like, I, like, am worthy of living a good life.
Yes.
And kind of forgot who I was prior to sobriety. So, just enjoying a good life is so rewarding.
And what about for your kids?
Yeah. So the second most rewarding thing is 100% being, like, the best mum.
Yeah.
I give them 150%. You know, they say in AA that you should never get sober for anybody else.
Yes.
But I never would have got sober if it wasn't for my kids.
Yes.
Because, you know, I know that addiction is generational. And I remember when I was trying to get sober, I would say, like, if I don't do this, my kids one day, if they ask me for help, I'm not going to be able to help them.
Yes.
Like, now I know that if they have any kind of addiction struggles, they can come to me. Like, I still have get sobriety chips and collect them, and they come and give it to me, and they say, like, you're the best mummy in the world. I don't want to talk about it yet to them. Yeah. So it's just, like, the most rewarding thing, like, just being reliable.
Yes.
You're not being hungover.
Yeah.
You're not being cranky. Being 100% the best mum. So that's so rewarding. And they deserve it. So yeah.
That's right. And like you said there, they say that you shouldn't get sober for anyone else.
Yeah.
I think kids are a pretty good reason to get sober.
Yeah.
You know, they're my why. You know, that they're what got me in the doors of rehab. Whether they're the ones that kept me coming back, don't know. Maybe it is more for me, but I can certainly, like, I'm really cognizant of the benefits they get out of having a sober dad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm able to be there for them. I'm able to advocate for them. I'm able to be the best version of myself for my children. Like you said before, you know, in COVID, you could have 3 or 4 wines a night and, you know, still complete your duties as a mother, you know, and still wake up the next day and feel okay and so on and so forth. But I bet you now you have much better connection with them.
Oh, yeah, it's completely different. And just, I would feel guilt when I was drinking. So I would, you know, let them, like, if my son wanted to watch TV for an extra hour, I'd be like, yeah, watch TV because I had guilt. Whereas now, like, I don't have anything to be guilty for. So.
And we're not good as addicts in setting boundaries at the best of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Gave you a bit more time to have some mummy wine time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you brought that up as well, because the whole concept of, like, mum grabbing a bottle of wine on the way home, you know, that sort of glass of wine, I think it's really dangerous to promote that a great deal. You know, the mums have got so much going on as it is. I think it can be really dangerous.
Yeah. And I think it's really sad that as a society, like, alcohol is one of the first things that we grab. Like, it's a depressant. Like, especially women, like, we already have the craziest hormones and you're adding, like, alcohol to it.
Yes.
And, you know, we wonder why we wake up extra cranky because we had wine the last night or, you know, starting fights with our friends or our husbands.
Yeah.
You know, like, it has such a huge negative effect. Like, there are some people that obviously aren't addicts and they have a few wines and they're still, you know, normal and fun. But for so many people, they're not.
Yes.
And it has a huge negative effect. And we all know how bad alcohol can be, but because as a society, it's so acceptable, we just let it go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think that there is a wave or a movement of people putting a stop to it, putting their foot down. Like, why am I drinking? What are the benefits of drinking? Is there anything good that I get out of this?
Yeah.
And I think people are questioning that, questioning what they put in their bodies as well. So long may people be curious and asking those questions as well. Now, tell me about SOS Melbourne is a community that you've formed. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So, I created it because I found the gap.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a gap. Even for me, like, I wanted to have a community of women that I could speak to. So our first event, I had Kate DeRujo.
Yes.
She's the next Australian Idol and she's just got the most amazing story. She spoke at it and it was honestly just incredible hearing her story.
Yes.
It was amazing. And just had women just like me who just living every day sober, but just a bit lonely in sobriety. Having that space for us and trying to do, like, social things that people do when they're drinking, but without the alcohol. Yeah. So I find that, like, apart from seeing my good friends, I don't really do anything because so much involves alcohol.
Yes.
You know, like bottomless brunches. We don't go to sip and paints. We don't really go to, like, there's so many things that involve alcohol.
Yeah.
So we kind of just isolate ourselves and, like, it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, we should still, especially as mums, like, we want to wind down with our friends and, you know, still get ready and hang out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying
get dressed up and go somewhere special and treat yourself.
Yeah. And no hangover.
Yes.
And actually meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
So I found that in the event I was a little bit nervous because, you know, it's, like, completely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I didn't have my crutch of alcohol anymore. But it was just amazing. Like, there was so many women that felt the same way.
And how did it go for you?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really beautiful. Like, I would have done it for even one person.
Yes.
But we had quite a few people that came and they just loved it. And we've got another event on next month.
Yep.
We're doing a non-alcoholic cocktail class.
Yeah.
It's so fun because, like,
well, I'll make sure that we put those details in this and we'll help promote it for you a
Yeah,
little
thank
bit.
you. That would be amazing.
Some tools that you can use.
Yeah.
That's great. It's amazing. And it should be celebrated, you know. Like, I think I've found, like, with this podcast for me, like, I'm stepping into the realm of discomfort.
Yeah.
And that's where the growth is,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
And also, like you with your events or me doing this, you have such more meaningful conversations, deeper connection, and you solve the problems of the world one by one with like-minded people.
Yeah, that's so true.
So it's fabulous.
It's October 25th.
Yes.
Saturday at 4:00.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
it's at Brunswick Aces. So I don't know if you've heard of Brunswick Aces, but so originally they opened as a completely non-alcohol bar.
Okay.
So they serve all non-alcoholic cocktails.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because, like, there's no bar like it.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's cool.
Check it out.
Yeah, they make the best drinks.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. Well, I wish you all the best. Thanks for sharing your story with me, Dolly. I hope it goes really well for you, and I look forward to keeping in touch.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dolly.
Thank you.
Cheers.